Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this evening. I am SyBR. I represent Party Up, and I'm here for the JoinDota League. We are in the Premier Division of Europe for this fantastic game that I'm sure it is to be between Team.Empire and Fnatic. That's right, we're here checking out some of the heavyweights of Dota, and we're going to be checking out the heavyweights in game. And it's gonna be a great one. Thank you for joining me, and just taking a quick look at who we've got on each of the teams. We've got Mag Resolution, Always Wanna Fly, Vanscore Silent on Team.Empire, and Fnatic's lineup: Fly, Notel, Era, Trixie, and Hani. Looks like everyone's playing, and we've got some earlier quick bans happening very quickly. Empire with Io and Lycan, and Fnatic with Ember and Dazzle. First pick up from Fnatic is going to be Ancient Apparition, and Empire will get the next two. So just discussing a little bit about Fnatic and Empire's current standings in the Premier Division of Europe. Fnatic sit at 10 wins and 4 losses, whereas Empire are at the top of the table with 12 wins and 4 losses. So Empire on a little bit of a hot streak at the moment. They've beaten Fnatic in the last couple of games that they've played, and so they're sort of favoured to win. The current sort of odds ratios last time I checked were that they had the 65 to 35% advantage. And both of the teams are going to the finals. They've had a fantastic season here at the JoinDota League. And Batrider's going to be the first pickup from Team.Empire. And yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. A lot of players in great form at the moment. Always Wanna Fly for Team.Empire was the player of the month in Feb. And he's, yeah, needless to say, he's on a little bit of a hot streak at the moment. So let's see and hope that he will continue to perform at his maximum potential for
10 seconds remaining.
10 seconds for the second pickup, and it's going to be an Invoker. This and Nyx Assassin, two of the bosses. We usually see that these two heroes are sort of very quickly banned from many teams and don't always get to feature in a lot of the heavy hitting games. So it's great to see Invoker and Nyx actually get picked up for a game. Maybe they're going to face off in the mid. I should think that Invoker and Nyx will. Batrider likely to play as a solo offlane, and Ancient Apparition probably going to be performing in the tri-lane as a support.
Reserve time.
So that's, I don't know, that's rather interesting. I mean, I love to see heavy hitting games, and it's exciting to see someone that is actually picking up an Invoker. In the meantime, Visage is going to be the next ban from Fnatic, and Venomancer from Team.Empire. So some of my thoughts earlier on. Let's have a bit of a think. You know, with an Invoker and a Batrider on the team, some good counters obviously will include the likes of Weaver and Lifesteal.
5 seconds
remaining. People that can get in and out. There are others. Visage.
Dire team ban.
Would have been a good pickup, but Nyx, obviously Nyx is a great response to Batrider and Invoker, and we're gonna have to see how they sort of deal with that. But Ancient Apparition and Nyx, they're off to a good start in terms of their picks.
5 seconds
but we're just gonna have to wait and see what they get. So Lifestealer coming up as a ban, not gonna feature in this game, unfortunately. Would have been nice, but not happening. While those are the sort of picks for Fnatic, Ancient Apparition and Nyx Assassin, there are a couple of good picks that would go well for them. You know, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, they can't pick Lycan. Lycan would have been a great one to go for. Lifestealer, obviously not allowed in the game anymore, and a Visage as well. Some of the other picks, yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, some sort of hard carry maybe would be a fantastic pick. Something like a Phantom Lancer, maybe a Legion Commander, a Spectre. You know, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe a bit more supportish with a roamer and ganker like Clinks, Death Prophet, something of the sort, but or Ricky even. But you know, we never get to see those sorts of picks up here in the heavyweight. This is the heavyweights. They're not going to pick common picks. The strategy that goes on here is way different. Disruptor coming in, so they've got a bit of a double opportunity here to disable with Batrider and Disruptor, to sort of match off with AA and Nyx, which is great. Invoker, obviously a man of many different tools, so he can kind of assist, I guess, or synergize with the existing disability of the team. But let's
10 seconds remaining.
Fnatic, 5 seconds for their next pick. What's it going to be?
Remaining.
What's it going to be?
I am Shadow Shaman.
Shadow Shaman picking it up. Okay, next one for the support. He's going to be joining Ancient Apparition in the babysitting position, aka dual support with their friend the carry. Now, something that can, like I said before, you know, a good counter pick I think would be something like Phantom Lancer
Radiant team
as
pick.
a carry. Rubik gonna play a bit of support here, probably with Disruptor. I want to see something real hard here, Team.Empire, something real hard. You know, I'm talking like a Spectre. I want to see a Spectre, really. That was something that I would really love to see. And 10 seconds for Fnatic to pick up the next thing.
5 seconds.
As for what
remaining.
Fnatic are gonna try and pick up for their hard,
Reserve time.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure at this point. I'm gonna have to have a bit of a think to see if I can do a bit of a prediction. But if I had to put my finger on it, for the moment anyway, with Lifestealer being omitted and Visage being omitted, I'm thinking, I don't know, Nyx is gonna likely be mid, so I'm not gonna say something like a Sniper or an Ember Spirit or a Viper. Those are possibilities. Spirit Breaker, probably not the hardest of carries. So yeah, it doesn't leave too many options here, so I don't know, I'm a bit confused as to what they might pick, but you know, we're yet to see the hard carry here for Fnatic, so that might be a bit of a surprise. Likely gonna see some sort of off-lane pickup from Fnatic right now. 30 seconds. So yeah, a lot of collective disable here from Team.Empire and Fnatic, to be honest. So it's gonna be a game of disablers here. They're all gonna be out to get in first and try and initiate on their opponent with a
10 seconds
with a disable,
remaining.
and then obviously counter disable where possible. So we're gonna see a lot of locks and holds and binds and all that sort of
Reserve
stuff.
time.
Okay, so Clockwork is gonna play this one.
Dire team ban.
So it may be a Batrider versus Clockwork. That's a possibility. Maybe a Batrider versus Clockwork. Now, this is where things get interesting. We're gonna see what sort of ban here.
10 seconds
I'm not
remaining.
sure. Like I said, I would like to see a Spectre get picked up.
5 seconds.
I don't know how likely that is,
remaining.
but I think Spectre would be great. So Morphling is the
Radiant team
carry ban. And what's Fnatic gonna choose here? I mean, there are a couple of options, you know. I'm just listing one. You know, Lycan's been omitted, Morphling's been omitted, Visage, Lifestealer, they're all logical choices.
10
There are some
seconds
other
remaining.
sort of, I guess, not sort of frequently played
5
picks.
seconds
Things like Ursa,
remaining.
that is a possibility, and Naga Siren's going to be the ban. So
Dire team pick.
yeah, I've listed a couple before. You know, Viper, Spectre, Ursa. There's a couple of things that they could go for, but we're just gonna have to see what's gonna happen right now. I mean, there's a bit of squishiness from Fnatic in the department of AA and Shaman. Rubik obviously pretty squishy in Empire.
10
but I
seconds
suppose
remaining.
the teams are fairly sort of balanced at the
5
moment.
seconds remaining.
There's a bit of a speed, you know, with Bat and Nyx, and
Reserve
now they're going to
time.
dig into their reserve time just to sort out what their carry is going to be playing today. I'm really hoping that we see something spectacular, as I'm sure we will. Team.Empire, no slouch, sitting on top. And overall, I might add, in terms of the teams, they're second to DK, I believe. So they've had a fantastic run, at least at present. Obviously in the Premier Division of Europe, and Doom is going to be carrying their team.
Radiant team pick.
That's a beautiful pick. That's a beautiful pick. So, what is Fnatic gonna choose? What are they gonna choose when you have to put a carry up against a carry? What are they gonna pick? You know, I'm almost dead certain that Nyx
10
is
seconds remaining.
gonna center and Clock's gonna offlane.
5
see the hard
seconds
carry.
remaining.
They're digging really into the bottom of the barrel,
Faceless Void.
and it's gonna be Void. Alright, oh, he's gonna fly quickly up on that Disruptor, followed by Resolution as Invoker, Silent playing on Doom Mag as Batrider, and Vanscore as the Rubik, and over to Fnatic Fly, the captain, playing as AA. Hanny on the Nyx, Notal as Shaman, Era on the Void, and that leaves Trixie to be picked up on Clockwork whenever he's ready. Trixie, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and select Clockwork. You don't have anyone else to choose from. Captain's mode is over. Come on, Trixie. Come on, Trixie.
10 seconds remaining.
Yes, 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Be patient. He's plugging in his earphones and getting himself sorted. Okay, okay, so here we go. They're all off in there, getting ready.
Prepare for battle.
Robocop Void. Void? Robocop. Robocop. Ward. Placed at the top, and Batrider's quickly away. He's probably going to layer down one of the observers, followed by Rubik, who's just chasing after him. Resolution's going to take that Invoker over to the mid, or he's going to fly, and Doom are going to be scouting out from this section of the woods. In the meantime, Shaman's got the Void. He's got the... Why do I keep saying Void? The wards. And he's going to move through with Void just close at hand. That's why I keep saying it, because Void's in the team. And Fly. So, 3 on the bot, 2 on the top. And Clock's going to rotate over. And Hanny with the Nyx is going to play in that center. I don't know,
30
sure.
seconds to battle.
Do I say Hanige now that he's got double G? I'm not sure. Maybe I do. So, ward placement just over here is going to give them vision, not of the rune, obviously, but is going to centralize things to this ganking position, which is frequented. And of course, Empires is strictly a ward-based, a rune-based
The
ward, I should
battle
say.
begins.
So, 2 and 1 here. They're going to battle out for this ward, while coincidentally it comes up on top. Always want to fly, getting the odds in his favor that time, and the rune of regeneration is going to sit at the top. Invoker, however, doesn't actually have a bottle, so yeah, they're just going to have to go up and deny. So Vanscore is going to go ahead and maybe deny this one while they get started off in the middle. So let's talk about this matchup a little bit. You know, Nyx has a lot of escapability. I think he's going to be assisted a little bit here by always want to fly here in the middle.
That feels
Maybe
better.
we might see some early rotations and that sort of thing, just to make sure that Invoker doesn't really get too much of the lane, but that's going to be fairly evenly contested, I think. And for once, You know, this is the big boy leagues. This is how it's supposed to be played. We've got a tri lane, not too aggressive, I suppose, versus Batrider, who's going to be put under pressure a little bit, I think, from a fair bit of disable from this support duo, Shaman and AA. And at the top, you know, it's very common, as I always say, to see someone like Trixie playing the clock as a solo off lane. So he's going to do his best to contend with Disruptor, Rubik and Doom, obviously, who have a fair bit of pull, actually. If he gets caught out of position, they're really going to be able to go to town on him. But Clock, obviously, that's just what he does. He's able to use those cogs very defensively. And in the meantime here, Resolution really pushing Hanny's wave all the way back past the tower here. It looks like he's got 2 up on Exhort and Quast there, so for Invoker fans out there, obviously it means Forged Spirit. He's going to be able to use that to his advantage to push, and obviously to increase his CS and hopefully repress Nyx a little bit, which at the moment he hasn't been able to do. So let's see if things do take off for him. And in the meantime, Batrider obviously not able to get any farm out of this lane. And there's a quick pause up there from Trixie. No explanation offered, but I'm sure there is a legitimate reason. And yeah, so Batrider's sitting on 1 while Clock's sitting on 4. So, and I mean, I agree with that. Batrider obviously not as durable as a Clockwork, especially with a stout shield there. And to be honest, he's going up against Doom for farm here. And Doom obviously is melee, and Fnatic just calling some audio issues at the moment while this pause is happening, and they realize that Trixie can't talk. So 2 minutes into the game, they're probably wondering, he's been a bit quiet all this time. He's been very composed and very dedicated, focused, I believe is the word that you could use. And just this pause gives a little bit of insight maybe into some of the things that may happen. So I thought that perhaps it would be a Disruptor that maybe would rotate around with Invoker to try and get some action on Nyx here, but it actually looks like it's Rubik. So Vanscore gonna help out the Invoker possibly with some early rotations. See if maybe it's just to harass Nyx, force him back a little bit. Nyx has done the right thing here, you know, at level 3. He's put a little bit into everything, never knowing when he might need to be using the Carapace, obviously, for defensive purposes, and an Impale to be used defensively as well. So I really think at this point he's probably not looking to obviously get an early kill or anything like that. He's just going to be focusing on defensibility, just focus on farm a little bit, try and hold off the lane, because obviously with Invoker able to use those Forge Spirits, he is going to be pushing. And you know, with Cold Snap and at Sunstrike at his disposal, Invoker is going to be going for a little bit of a push. He's going to be going for it. In the meantime, you know, fairly even in terms of CS, Void and Doom. 12 a pair, 5 and 2 denies for Void and Doom respectively, and support's all sitting at the bottom. So what do we do? What do we do while Honey sorts himself out? So Cold Feet, first skill leveled by A, and Shackles there from Shadow Shaman. Obviously if they get the opportunity they're going to lock Bat in place, and that Time Walk's going to be used from Void pretty effectively. So what sort of build are we expecting to see? If Invoker's set on pushing, he might try and work towards a Midas and a Necron as quickly as possible, if he is going to be focused on that. Nyx Assassin, you know, he's already gone for the Poor Man's Shield just to enhance that defensibility. Agree, maybe it will turn into a Vanguard as time goes on. We'll see. And you know, we're going to have the Brown Boots up on the supports. About 15 minutes of wait time. Wow, that is actually rather long. So, if that is indeed the case, ladies and gentlemen, what I may do is take a quick break here, and I will resume when they decide to get back to the action.